Welcome to Friendship and Joy with me, Karen, and
Susanne!
She's back! Finally.
I guess you thought I was gone forever.
She was gone forever. Well, a lot of people have been asking for you, Susanne.
Really?
Yes, a lot of people. It's like, when is your friend coming back?
Well, thank you.
To be honest with you guys, Susanne and I have not stopped seeing each other. We just stopped filming because you've been so busy working. For a pandemic hit, and then we couldn't see each other, and then we could start to see each other, and we just wanted to hang out.
So, when we last left off, we had such big plans. We were going to go to Florida to visit Karen. We had such amazing plans for all of you, and then somehow that it got kiboshed.
We got sidetracked. The pandemic really threw a wrench in our plans and our wheels.
Something happened called COVID. I'm sure you've all heard of it, but it did affect us on for many different reasons. Yeah. And now we're here.
And now you are here, and I mean, you are working a lot too. That's another big factor in this.
Yes.
But whenever you have a chance, it's fun to get together and knit and to just hang out. So we did see each other at the cottage this summer, but then you didn't even pick up your knitting that time.
So as many of you probably have, I work in retail. I work for a very fast-paced company, and this pandemic has taken a toll on most of us. So when I came to visit Karen, I basically just sat down and watched her knit, which inspired me.
Feed me, give me some wine. That's what she said.
Feed me, I want this, I want that. So yes.
Yeah, we had, and that's exactly what we both needed at that time. So now we're sort of a little bit more, we're regrouped, we're refreshed, we're feeling ready to do an episode.
As much as I would love to be here every week, I know Karen is out of this world. She is in a league of her own. So I watch the videos. She is phenomenal. She inspires me every single day. I wish I could be like her when it comes to knitting.
Well, you are.
Well,
you are. If you have the time.
Yeah.
I have the time. I have the luxury of sitting down and just let my brain do what it wants to do. You don't have the luxury. But I know you want to.
Yeah.
When you have the ability and the chance to
do it. I'm very happy that Karen is still driving this project because she's so great at it. Yay.
I just have fun with it. I have fun with it. That's it. I have fun with it. And I love to knit. I love to talk about knitting. And I love to hear what you're knitting. So here's the thing. When Susanne was coming over today, I told her, bring your gorgeous blanket. She's made, since we saw each other, she's made 2. Not 1, but 2 Arne and Carlos blankets. Gorgeous. She finished both of them. The one that we both started, she finished that one. And you made another one.
Yes.
Plus another knitted blanket. That's absolutely gorgeous. And then, of course, you forgot to bring them today.
Yes, I did.
Unfortunately, because I wanted to actually go into detail with those. They're beautiful blankets. Absolutely gorgeous. And here she is. Like, that was not enough. Now she's making a 4th blanket.
So I said to my husband last week, if I even tell you that I'm going to knit another blanket, you need to make it stop, because we can't have another blanket in my home. But anyway, my daughter, who is not a knitter, who I think would be a great, sorry, the blanket got caught into something. She wanted something very basic for Christmas. So how basic is this?
Can we hold it up? Oh my God, I love this, Susanne. It's super soft, first of all. It's one of that chenille type of yarns that you're using. Now, is this I don't know if you can see, but there is a cable in here. There, we have the cable going. Do you have a pattern for this?
Yeah, I actually do. It's actually extremely basic, so I could really have done it on my own, but why not use Ravelry?
I love Ravelry.
They have everything there. So this is a very basic sample from Ravelry. Yeah. And it's very basic. And what I like about it is my husband and I are together 24/7.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And it's very basic, so I can basically sit beside him
And talk.
and talk.
Yeah.
It's kind of, you don't really, you can talk to your dog, you can talk to your husband, you don't need to tell him to be quiet.
You don't feel interrupted once you can
No.
still see. That is why I'm knitting this right now. I don't even have a pattern for this. After coming off this finch sweater that I needed to concentrate on
Yes.
every row, there was not even a single. It was just constant. It's so nice to do something that you could just let your brain free think or flow free or whatever you call it, and just knit without worrying too much about the pattern. Sometimes that's wonderful too. There's the meditative part of knitting comes in there.
It's very true.
Yeah.
I starting to feel really bad because I started to knit this intricate pattern, and somehow after about 20 minutes my husband said, did I say something? Did I do anything? Did I do anything to upset you? I'm like,
No.
not yet.
But you're close. Stop talking. Yeah.
I know. So that's why we have these basic blankets.
Yeah. No, but you see, that's a beautiful blanket, and your daughter will love it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And so will her dog. Speaking of dogs, Susanne and I just had lunch, and we were talking about a lovely little puppy named Pablo. I love Pablo, and even though I'm severely allergic to dogs, I somehow am able to tolerate Pablo. He is one of my favorite little guys. And now I'm daydreaming about my own dog. I would love to have a dog of my own.
So you're gonna have a dog of your own.
I mean, I have allergies though. How do you put that together, Susanne?
So
What's your plan, Susanne? Tell me what to do.
So the plan is there's some good medications out there, especially they've done a lot of research, and there are a lot of new medication for people with asthma.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Which
number one.
I have asthma.
There is another, what we're going to do is I'm actually going to, this will be fun to continue because Karen is actually going to have a dog. Don't tell her husband.
My husband will not be happy
This
with
is
that.
a top secret. So
The top
yeah.
secret, yeah. Dominic will not know a thing.
Tell everyone what breed you're getting.
My all-time favorite breed that I've always wanted my whole life is an Italian Greyhound.
Guess who's getting an Italian Greyhound?
I wish, Susanne.
She
I
is.
wish.
I am
Aww.
going to make sure that happens, everyone. So not
Well,
to worry.
I need to find someone out there who owns an Italian Greyhound so I can go and spend time. And I'm trying to encouraging Susanne to get one so I can go and visit it and take care of it when you go to Florida. I can take care of the dog while you're gone for a week, and then I can see if I can actually do it. Pablo needs a brother, don't you think?
So what Karen is not telling you is that while in Florida 2 years ago,
Yeah.
when I brought up this to my
Oh,
husband.
we actually did talk about that in an episode.
We did.
There was close to a divorce.
Yes.
There was close to a divorce.
But now, of course, Pablo and Tony are
Best friends.
They're best friends,
Yeah.
and it's very close to get in between them. So we're gonna make the same thing happen to Karen.
And if I cannot tolerate my Italian Greyhound, will Tony love that dog too?
Yes, he will.
Because my husband
he has no
won't.
choice.
My husband won't.
Tony is game. I will speak on behalf of him.
Aw. Well, I mean, I wish there was one way. For me, before I could not in all good conscience sign up for a puppy and then after a couple of months realize that no, I can't live with it.
No.
That's heartbreaking. First of all, it would break my heart. Second of all, it's not fair to the puppy. Or maybe I should say first of all, it's not fair to the puppy. But it's just like, that's, how do you deal with that, Susanne? Do you realize how lucky you are that you're not allergic?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I am. Because,
you are.
but
Very
at the same time, we will. So, she is going to. What we are going to do is we are actually going to find a couple of breeders, and we're going to go and visit. Maybe we can talk about that when we go there. We'll take a little snippet.
Will you come with me?
Of course, even Tony will come with you.
getting all excited. How do we do this, Susanne?
Yeah,
how
we'll
do
go.
we put my plan into work? And how do I... Okay, so how do we do this? And then how do we convince Dominic?
Trust me. Trust me. It will just happen.
It will just happen.
It will just
Susanne
happen.
has her magic ways of
I
making
do.
things happen.
I can be very convincing.
Oh, I would
yeah.
love to see. At least go and I would love to meet up and see if it's even
Yes.
like
If we can spend maybe the day there.
Yeah. I would also like for you next time you come and visit me, bring Pablo,
Yeah.
and I want to see if I can tolerate him more than just an afternoon. Because when I go to Suzanne's house, I can actually hang out with the dog without him. And last time I was there, we snuggled even. Pablo is my little boyfriend. He loves me.
Yeah, he
and
does.
he sat in my lap and we snuggled and I carried him like a baby and I was okay with him.
Yeah.
So,
And
let's see.
yeah, no, we'll keep you guys updated, but the way I feel, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
It's definitely gonna
Well,
happen.
it's you know what? Nothing is impossible. And here's the thing: I'm trying, even though I'm not gonna lie. Right now, I'm thinking I've been allergic my whole life. I'm feeling that this is probably never gonna happen. But I love playing with this idea. I love flirting with this idea.
Yeah.
So I want to even, whether it works out or not, I would love for us to go there and just hang out and see if it works.
I think we should. We'll take Pablo with us.
Yeah.
And then we'll make a date. We'll spend the day with the dog. We'll take it out and let's just. They might have the puppies there. Well, we'll take the.
As long as I can take the puppy on the plane with me to Florida.
Of course you can. Of course
Have
you
you
can.
ever flown with Pablo?
No,
Does he work? Can you?
you can absolutely. You absolutely can.
So that would be a fun thing to do.
Yeah. And just think of all the.
You want me to have a dog, don't you?
I do.
Yeah,
And
'cause
think of all the.
How many years have I been talking about wanting a dog?
For as long as I know.
Yeah, for as long my whole life.
And there is a longing. I can't imagine people not having dogs.
In their life.
I am on Twitter quite frequently, and there are thousands of people that show their dogs, and I can't imagine. I get reminded every day how lucky I am that I have a dog.
Yeah.
And they are, they're like your spirit.
They're just so
Yeah,
so
they are
sweet.
amazing. Amazing.
Oh my gosh. So, I'm busy here knitting my little project.
And
Huh?
how great it would it be if you could design.
Oh,
Dog
sweaters!
sweaters.
I would, absolutely. I could
Right?
easily. Oh, it's easy. It's the legs and the arms that are hard, but making the holes for the dog sweater, easy breezy. You could do that in an afternoon.
The good thing with Pablo, he
yeah.
loves his sweaters.
You made one for him, the
Yeah.
blue one.
Yeah, he loves
Does he
it.
wear it?
Yeah, he loves it.
Oh, I was gonna say. So then our viewers don't know. Like last time, I didn't even know what you were working on. What have you done other than your blankets? What else have you knitted in this?
I have been so focused with COVID. There has been so many more.
More important things?
No, there's been so many additional responsibilities that we've had to deal with at work. And constantly having to have that extra pressure that COVID is here to stay and where all these just additional responsibilities. That, to be honest with you, just focusing in on reading a pattern. I think I might have, now when I say that, I have made one shawl with a pattern, but for the most part, I am so COVID exhausted that just sitting here and I'm happy that I'm just, following a very basic pattern.
Okay.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
That's
There's a
perfectly
time and
okay.
place for everything.
Yeah.
And I guess you feel like, so you have been not wanting to do anything complicated. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nothing
That's fine.
can be complicated, and that's okay too.
That's okay. That's absolutely okay.
Because not only are there distractions at where you might work, but there's distractions in the world, and all of that noise
Tires your brain.
It does tire your
Tires
brain.
your brain.
So,
And for me, it was almost the opposite. But I'm also not working like you were. have my little godkids, but that's it. That's only part-time, right? So on the days where I was sitting at home alone and you couldn't go out and you couldn't meet friends or anything, I needed to immerse myself into a complicated pattern. That's what I did in order to disappear.
Yeah.
But that was because I had nothing else. So for me, I really got into nothing but feral, actually. Since COVID, I've been doing nothing but feral, and that is now I'm coming out of it and I'm doing something more simple, right?
But isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
For me, I've got too much, so I do something basic, and
Yeah.
you craved something to take away. Isn't that interesting how that works?
Yeah, so that my mind would be occupied on only by my complicated knitting pattern, and because I didn't want to think or deal or worry about
or
anything
escape
else.
the world that way. Yeah.
And my father and the health and all that. I needed that complicated pattern to take my mind off of all my worries. It was weird. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, isn't that weird how
I actually
knitting
yeah.
can so helpful in so many different ways.
I never thought of that actually until just now.
Yeah.
I've been very diving into complicated patterns.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So now I know. I guess I can.
I'm more relaxed now because I'm doing simple stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going blonde again.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But I'm just happy. So, because things are now looking better, we know the pandemic is not over. We know we have to be careful still, but we are doubly vaccinated and soon boosters will come. Susanne and I are now planning, thinking, hoping, dreaming about Florida in 2022.
So 2 years later.
2 years later, it will finally happen.
Yeah, I can't wait.
It will happen, Susanne. We're gonna sit and knit on the balcony.
Can you imagine? Imagine if I were knitting something very complicated
No.
and you knitted something complicated. You know what that would mean, right?
Someone's gonna fall off the balcony. Yeah, that would be weird.
Exactly.
No. It will be nice. Yeah. We'll do something.
Yeah, no, we're looking forward to that.
We've also started slowly but surely. We have met once already in person with our knitting group.
Yes.
Yes. So we met once already. We went to our friend Ulla's house. And next week we are going to do a knitting group here. And we'll see where it takes us. But it's kind of fun, yeah. To actually venture out and see each other in person again is way more fun than Zoom. I'm a little tired of Zoom.
Yeah,
sick and tired of Zoom.
Yeah, I think most people they've had enough of Zoom. But it should be interesting. There should be a full house here next week, don't you think?
I actually don't know, because that's again. This is my theory on this. I have had 4 people say they're coming. I'm included. So that's 3 people saying that they're coming so far. It might actually trickle in throughout the week. However, I do think that since we've been so cautious, so locked down, so not seeing anybody, it's going to actually take some time for people's comfort level to get to a point where they're comfortable going out again.
That's true.
People are a little, I shouldn't say brainwashed. That's not the right word. What do you call it?
They're cautious.
Cautious? No, but what do you call it? Oh God, I can't remember the word. Cautious is the right word, but when you be conditioned to be a little scared, right?
Yeah.
So now people are. It's gonna
out
take.
of their comfort zone.
It's gonna take a little while for people to start venture out and feel comfortable getting together again.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's true.
So I think our knitting groups will continue to take place, and I think as time goes by, more and more people are gonna be able to come out and whatever. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, next week we're gonna have a little group here. I'm hoping more than 3 people will show up, but you never know.
I like when we meet because there's all kinds of people. You've got your serious knitters.
Yeah.
But they sit, you can't talk to them, and you guys know why.
Some people never say a word. They just sit there.
Can we talk now?
Yeah.
And then of course you have your friends who really aren't that
into knitting.
Yeah, but
Who
they bring
prefer
the
to
project.
drink.
Yeah.
They bring the project that they worked on for 6 years, and then they sit there with
the
a wine
same
glass.
Yeah, the same project they've worked on for 20
yeah.
years.
Yeah. And then they bring that, and then
It's actually cute.
it's actually cute.
Yeah.
But they sit there with their glass of wine and they're happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's.
One of our friends came with their project, so I'm like, oh, what are you working on? What are you working on today? And she's so adorable. She had this great bag, and she brought out a blanket that she's been working on for the past 8 years, and she made this much progress, but that didn't stop her from coming.
No, and that's okay.
I know.
Because it's not a race, you know. Just because I knit until my needles burn doesn't mean that knitting is not about finishing your project. No. It's about
it's more than that.
Process, the social aspect, the repetitiveness. Whether you finish or not doesn't really matter. So
exactly.
I don't know, what do you do? So here, people often ask me, so Karin, what do you do with all your projects? What do you do with them all? And today I'm not wearing anything I've knitted actually. Usually I try to put on something like you knitted, like you have put on this beautiful shawl that you knitted. This is the Night Shift shawl by Andrea Mowry. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
Yes.
Yeah. And I often try to put on something I've knitted, and today I'm not. I'm just wearing this obnoxious t-shirt instead. But I actually don't wear the stuff that I knit that often. If I'm gonna be honest, most of it is just laying there in the closet, and then eventually I donate it. I'm talking about donating it to the Swedish church at this point. I have in the past I've knitted hats and mitts and scarves and sweaters and this and that, and for me it's not about the actual object having it, it's the thrill and the challenge to finish it, and then I catalog it in my little portfolio, if you will, and then I move on. So it's not, some stuff I still like to wear, and I wear them often, and I notice that the stuff I enjoy the most are my scarves. So I wear my scarves more than anything else that I've ever made. I do like to wear my beautiful sweaters, but the weather has to be cold enough, because I do get hot easily. This one, I've made this shawl too, is laying at the cottage. I have made an abundance of shawls laying around all over the cottage where people get to borrow when it gets cold at night.
It's such a great idea.
And that one I actually use a lot too. So my shawls are the ones I get the most use out of. Do you use your socks that you knit?
Actually, I do.
You do?
Believe it or not.
I never use my socks.
Really?
Never.
No,
Never.
Actually, I have a really nice pair of boots, Blendell brown leather boots.
Oh, I
and
love
there's
them.
nothing that looks cooler when you have
A nice sock.
a nice sock with
Yeah, I like that too.
a pattern or a wool that is a continuance. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
And people usually ask me, where did you get those socks?
I made them. Yeah. No, I get more people, like, because I've given a lot of socks away as gifts, and people are like, can you make more socks? And right now I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm so bored of socks.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say that on a knitting channel? I'm so bored of socks. I don't know what it is. Knitting one sock, no problem. Knitting the second, oh good God, what a chore. I don't want to do it.
So before, Karin has this amazing pattern. It's so simple.
Yes, it's a good sock pattern, I have to say.
It is. I think I started with, I think, a pattern. I couldn't comprehend it. Then I bought a book, and I actually sent a letter to the editor. Because I'm like, this can't. I did.
Did you? This is too complicated.
No, there's got to be a mistake.
Oh. Okay.
But I didn't hear from them, so I'm pretty sure it wasn't the editor. I'm pretty sure it wasn't the author. So, but anyway, Karin has this amazing sock patterns, and it's so easy. I probably made 10 pairs. I'm
trying to remember what the name of that pattern is. I don't have it in front of me. I could probably put a link to that pattern because it was a free pattern. I didn't pay for it, and I think it's called Canadian's Most Simple Sock Pattern or something like that. Yeah, it's a great. And what I like about that sock pattern is that you only keep the work on 3 needles, and you knit with a 4th, as opposed to keeping it on 4 needle and knit with a 5th. It's less needles to work with,
and it's
so
easy, basic, and the way it's written,
it makes sense.
Yeah, it really is.
It makes sense.
Actually, now that we talk about it, I have some
good sock yarn.
No, I bought some. What do you call it? The not self-coloring yarn.
Yeah, the sock yarn.
The sock yarn. Yeah,
self-coloring.
I bought a couple of them last week, and it probably would look amazing with these new boots. So yeah,
probably.
And it's so easy.
Is it Croy? What do you use?
I don't know. K Facet is one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
He is actually somebody that I really, really look up to.
to him.
Yeah, I do. He is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And with his partner Brandon Mobley, just thought of that. I think it's Brandon Mobley.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's equally. He's not as famous as K Facet, but he's amazing.
Yeah.
Very creative, and then of course Arnie and Carlos and
they have their own sock yarn.
Yeah.
Which I've actually never knitted their socks, but their sock yarns are designed so that you kind of they have in this variegated different multicolor yarns. Unless you find the right color variation, your socks are going to look different depending on where you start, right? So what they have done is that they have one marker on the yarn that is red, that's basically not part of the rest of the color. So as long as you start on that red marker, you know your socks are going to end up the same.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's
a brilliant way of doing it.
And I think they have,
and I think that they have so that each ball of yarn, I don't know if it makes one or a pair of socks even.
Yeah, you're right. Some actually I bought.
Yeah.
It's so different because it's so different. I bought actually. I'm so used to being able to make a pair, and then I bought this one ball. It looked like it would knit a pair, but it actually didn't.
A sock
only
and a half?
Only
that's
once.
odd. Yeah, that's odd.
So you got to be careful when you knit socks that it
to.
actually is enough for 2.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure. And what I like about and then like say Arne and Carlos sock yarn, you know where to start, because if you have a speckled yarn, I guess it doesn't really matter so much, but if it's a variegated yarn, then you kind of want to make sure that where you start on one color part, you want the other sock to look similar, right? Unless you don't care, but I mean I care about stupid things like that.
Yeah,
I
so
want to make sure.
we're
that
different.
bothers me.
Yeah,
so you
different.
would have, if it orange on the top and then the other one is purple, that wouldn't bother you?
Not at all.
That would bother me tremendously.
Yeah. That's so great about.
But I'm not even OCD. Or am I OCD? A little?
No,
I don't think I'm OCD. No. It's just bothering my brain.
Well, you're you're a perfectionist.
I would not. I'm not though.
Yeah, you are.
Not in general. Maybe when it comes to my knitting.
Yeah, for sure.
When it comes to my knitting, am I?
Yeah, Karin, I knit and I measure. Karin is very meticulous. She writes down every single row that she does.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Which I find I admire that.
You don't write down your rows?
Not if it says knit 10 centimeters. I will knit to it reaches 10 centimeters. You count every row.
Yeah.
So it's perfect.
Yeah, for me, well, especially if you do socks, Susanne. Otherwise, my one sock would be this high and the other one would be...
No, if you knit to 10 centimeters, then they're the same.
Saying, depends on how much weight I've had when I'm measuring.
That is true.
That, I don't know about that.
Yeah, there should actually be patterns that says no alcohol should be.
Because this pattern comes with a warning, do not operate after drinking wine.
Because that could be a problem.
Yeah.
I've been involved in that many times, and where I'm like, okay, what just happened? Where am I going?
Where am I going?
Okay, I'm going to bed.
And that's when, or that's when you frantically FaceTime me.
Yes!
I'm stuck! Help me! I gotta talk you out of it.
Yeah, that's happened.
That happens
More
too.
than once.
Yeah.
More than once.
So, what else have you been up to, Suzanne? And we both actually have some life-changing news.
We do.
Yeah.
You tell me mine.
Well, your daughter got engaged.
Oh yes.
And
of
so
course.
did mine.
Of course.
Our daughter is getting married next year, and so is your daughter.
So they're not getting married for
Not to each other. But
yeah, maybe in a couple of years. But yes, they
oh,
they got engaged.
yes, that's true. So your daughter got engaged, but they
Yes.
haven't set the date yet.
Exactly.
And our daughter got engaged, and she has set the date. So
Yes.
yeah. So that's new since
That's
last
new.
time.
Yeah.
And other than that, what else is new?
No, nothing is really new except for the obvious. COVID is here and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
emerged itself into all of our lives.
But you know, I kind of feel like I'm starting to now talk about COVID as past tense.
yeah, I agree.
I know it's not over yet, but
No.
in my mind, I cannot feel or think or worry about it
No.
anymore. I was very
No.
careful. I was very cautious. I was never freaking out over COVID, but and I went to Sweden in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Which was not planned. But I feel like I cannot let that rule my life anymore.
No.
I gotta go back into living. I have to now start to feel like I'm somehow living my life again. That's how I feel.
Yeah, on so many different levels. Of course, working in a retail store, but
Yeah, you
how
have
many
to-
times did you just trying to order wool, for example, or yarn?
Yeah.
You can't because they are behind by 6 months. You can't.
I know.
You have to have a lot
Yeah.
more patience with a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, yeah, that's true. And with deliveries in general, our company, we import and sell seafood. The biggest challenge, I mean, our sales are through the roof. People buy salmon like crazy, but we can't get it in fast enough. That's the problem. Because delivery somehow, the supply chain is falling apart.
Yeah.
We can't get food in fast enough.
No.
I don't know. I don't get it.
So it has impacted in so many different areas of our lives
It
that we
has.
don't necessarily realize. But here we are with our knitting.
We're back again.
We're back.
I feel like we've come full circle. Suzanne.
Yeah.
I feel like we've come full circle. So, so now you're gonna come back every week, right?
I'll come and make some guest appearances. You
Yeah.
had an idea
What was my idea?
of having a guest appear.
Yes, absolutely. I haven't actually asked anybody yet, but I will. I'm gonna ask and see.
Yeah,
But
such
no.
a great idea.
Yeah. I mean, Hillary has come a couple of times, and it's more fun. This to me feels just like sitting down talking with a friend.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what it is.
well, we kind of are.
Mm. And you know, here we are again.
Yeah.
You and I, we had nothing planned because Suzanne forgot the freaking blankets.
Yes.
And here we are. We're talking away. How many minutes? 41 minutes.
Oh my god.
I
We got
gotta,
like 5
I gotta
minutes.
chop this down a little bit. And then, yeah. So, but anyways, it was just lovely getting back, sitting down, knitting, talking, enjoying.
Yeah, it was
And-
very nice to see everyone again.
Yeah,
Especially
for sure.
you.
Yes, I know.
Hi out
And
there.
I'm hoping soon enough we can do this again.
For sure.
And we'll let you know. We'll keep you updated about what the puppy gate. We'll see what happens.
Yes. Don't tell anybody.
At least not my husband.
Yeah.
He will not be happy about
Please.
this.
Yeah, he'll yeah,
We'll work it out.
for sure.
Until next time, take care. Bye.
Bye.
Hur det ser ut här.
Ja men gud.
Nu har ju jag problem med ljuset här. Ljuset är ju...
Men har inte du... Ska vi sitta så här långt borta?
Och jag minns inte att det var så här. Liksom, jag är ju här forward.
Jag tänkte väl att det inte skulle vara så här enkelt.
You're like, what the hell have I agreed to?
Nej men hej!
Oh my god! Oh, I love it. Oh, Susanne, you're too dark. We have to sit. You have to sit like in the light. Move. Oh my god.
Okej, vad vi babblar.
Vi babblar.